Well, good day there, boys and girls. Welcome back to another episode of Traplines and Inlines. It's a beautiful day in the bush here today. It is raining a bit. It slowed down some actually, so we're outside again here. It's real nice, real fresh here. The nice rain, grass is growing good. It's real beauty. Now, I've thought about making this video for a minute now, and I'm finally gonna do it. And what I'm gonna do here is a tour of my whole homestead, everything at camp here. And for friends that have been on my channel for a minute and have seen me pretty well, there is guys here that have seen me do everything, all these little projects, and put everything together here on my camp right from the beginning. Might not be so much use for you there. It's more so for the new guys. I think I've always enjoyed videos of this sort. You can always grab something from it. Show you all the different little systems I have and ways of doing things, and the different buildings I have and stuff here in my off-grid camp here in the bush. So I hope it's of some benefit, and I thought it'd be a fun video to make here on a rainy day. So without further ado, so I'll show you around my whole yard here and everything. So this is Cougar. He's the chief officer of supervision around here. But other than that, you can see the rest of my yard over there. But I guess we'll start right off here in my cabin. First thing we'll do, see, I got a couple of patio chairs. I just built them the other day. They're pretty nice. It's a nice place to sit on a rainy day like this and have a cup of hot chocolate or whatever. So you come inside here to my cabin, and there's not too much to the first level here of my cabin here. And you know, this is where me and Pooch live full time, so we have a fair bit to do in a small space. But down here we do pretty well all the essentials. You can see I got shelves here, store all different kinds of food, and got them over here too, and that's about all I need there. I got spice rack there, coat rack. I just put my garbage and stuff down there. I don't really care. And then yeah, I also got this here deal. It's nothing fancy about it all. I just threw it together really quickly for not too much. There's nothing pretty about it, that's for sure, but this is my sink. It works awesome. I really like the sink in itself and how this all works. I bought this RV faucet and pump for $25 on eBay. It's loud as hell, but it gets the job done, and then it goes into that pail, and then you chuck her. But you can see how it draws it out here, and little pump. I really like that. Does not use much power either, so that's my running water. Also, over here, I got my electric fencer we just set up on my electric fence. I'll show you more on that. I got my electric kettle because I take my hot chocolate and also my bush coffee here pretty seriously. I also got a thermos and a French press. If it gets real, like these are pretty luxury. Like in the summer, I got lots of power because I have a system designed to be practical for the winter time. So I have all this power in the summer, and I use them too. It's convenient. If it's really rainy day, the forecast bad for a few days or something like that, I'll just use the kettle and make it with the French press just to be safe. And in the winter, I do everything on the wood stove. It just finally rained here. It was real dry, but if I'm not cooking on the fire, or a day like today it's rainy, I'll use this here little butane thing. Really quite like it. It's not very efficient on butane. It goes through quite a bit, but other than that. And here I have my fridge. You can see I have all the essentials packed in here. Lots of good stuff. Running off my solar system too. I'll show you that in a bit, but that works right on. Just a mini fridge. Thing about that too, I just use that mini fridge because I already had it, but with a fridge, you might as well go with a bigger one. There's not a big enough jump in power consumption for a mini fridge to be a good option. It's better just to go with a big fridge, but it works good for what I'm doing. This chair is just one of those big comfy lawn chair type deals, and this cheap nightstand I think I got for free. But you see here, I don't get much use out of this chair, and I'll show you why. This is the dog's chair. This is where he sleeps at night. He really likes it. He hangs out there a lot. And I do all my cooking on cast iron. And here's my wood stove. So what this is actually is way too big of a wood stove. Well, not really, but it's a huge wood stove for the kind of space it's in. Like this is a tiny space, and this is a serious wood stove. I got a good deal on it. I had a different one in here to begin with. It was good too, but I put that one in my workshop. Now this stove is, you can really fit a lot of lumber in there and really build a hell of a fire. It's got a blower on it. It's just a beauty of a stove. But like wood heat in general, as far as I'm concerned, is king, especially in the bush. Like It's so reliable, like you don't have time to piss around. You're just so far away from anything. Could get snowed in and absolutely zero access, and then you're really in trouble. Well, now I have 2 heated buildings, but before I would have really been pooched if I was relying on something. Like, there's not much to this. You put the fire in there, she goes. You know, you clean your chimney, you know, that's all she wrote. You know, it's as reliable as they come. And you're in the bush, you just go cut some firewood, she's good to go. The only thing that sucks about wood heat is that you have to keep the fire stoked, right? So if you're gone for a long time, or if you totally take off somewhere, you need someone to keep the fire going if you wanted to. That's the one drawback. So if I was building a forever home and not just something like a temporary, I would definitely want wood heat primarily. Have a different kind of a furnace or something to kick on there in those kind of instances. But like you can't beat the reliability of wood heat. The only thing that sucks about it is the insurance and that you have to keep the fire going. Otherwise it's just the best. But yeah, this is a big ass stove. It's easy to monitor the temperature and just build small enough fires so don't get too hot in here. When it's minus 40, minus 50 and those kind of stupidity temperatures here in the bush, this stove is awesome because you can put like 4 or 5 pieces of wood in there and she's toasty like that. You know, that's the beauty of it. So I really like this. So you can see here I got quite a few different decorations. I got deer, them or fisher. Got deer there, moose, fox, so, and some more upstairs. A ladder here takes us up to the loft. So you can see here it's really the loft that makes this cabin half deadly. Otherwise it's just not so deadly. You can see here I got a real good chunk of lighting up here. I got 6 of these little lights, and I forgot to show you downstairs, but they're little, they only use about 3 watts, and they're 12 volt reading lights. Everything in here runs on 12 volt. All these plugs and lights anyway, and they're highly efficient, which is really the trick. Having a pretty good solar system is having efficient lighting and stuff, and all the bare necessities be efficient. So I also have a lot of these placed around my cabin. Meant for a car. There's 2 USB plugs on each one of them, and then also a socket. You can turn them off there individually, and you can also put small little inverters into those sockets. Works good too, and then you can have 110 wherever, but these work really quite nice. Charge my phone, camera, and all that stuff. It really works good. Other than that, you know, this is my workstation. You know, my kind of little office area. All my work on the computer and stuff, reading. We got my office chair is my nice one I just put in not too long ago. It's my only real nice piece of furniture. Everything else is just got at the thrift store or something like this desk or whatever. So yeah, spend a lot of time here doing research and stuff, that's for sure. You see I also got a couple nightstands and a coffee table. They're pretty mint. Got this couch too. And then my bookshelf, all the different books and stuff I'm reading. There's always 10 things I gotta find a better place for, but what can you do, hey? Got a couple bear skulls, couple wolf skulls there. Put this here dresser and stuff in the corner is a good place for it. And I really like upstairs. It's just a nice layout. It's I really like the loft, I really do. And then you can see here I got a fire extinguisher just in case, you know, and this little fan is actually pretty nifty. It's just a 12 volt fan. It uses very little power, and if it gets too hot in here, you know, it's a plus 30 day, you can just turn this on, and it don't take much to circulate all the air up here and get it just really cool it off at night so it's not too hot in here, that works real well too. And then I got a mule deer there and another whitetail over here. I also got a couple handmade artifacts, kind of replicas there and stuff. I got a couple sheaths too. These are things that my friend Richard Miller made for me, as you guys have seen me talk about before, and I've probably seen my big camp knife hanging downstairs I use to cut meat and stuff. So that's right on. You can see how the wood stove chimney comes out the roof here. That's why it's like this. Got a fire alarm there, another just in case kind of thing. And then here is the bulk of my solar system. It's not a pretty area. I got wires going everywhere. I can show you my solar panels out in my yard in a bit, but here I have a 60 amp charge controller. It's really a big charge controller. I'm not using it to its full potential even close, but I bought one that I thought there was a lot of growing room for. It's MPT, so I can see I'm only making 23 watts there now because it's rainy and stuff, but that's the charge controller. It takes power from the solar panels, charges up all my batteries, and then these are 4 golf cart batteries. It's a 450 amp hour battery bank. It's pretty substantial. It works awesome. I got 600 watts of solar. This is a 12 volt fuse box. It's intended for automotive. It fuses all the different lights and stuff here. And then this is my new inverter. It's 2000 watt. It runs that cord down there that runs my fridge and coffee machine and all that stuff, kettle and whatnot. This is a vented battery box, so it's sealed up, and then you can see it's got that to vent hydrogen gas outside. There's a vent outside I have. So actually, like, there's kind of funny story behind this cabin. Like, I started building it when I was 17, and I was really just really wanted to live in the bush. I wasn't too concerned about how. I just really wanted to do it, so I went and did it. Really not having a clue what I was doing at all. And but I just started building things. In hindsight, there's so many things I would have done differently, and I've talked about it before, but at the same time, like, I learned so many lessons and stuff along the way, which is all right on. But to begin with, I figured this would be a lot more temporary than it wound up being, and that's totally fine. The reason for that is I got a lot more comfortable here than I actually imagined, because it just works well. I started building it 10 by 10, and then I was like, okay, well, I can build this loft on her. About halfway through the build, you know, not a clue what I was doing, good God, no. But I was like, okay, well, I can put this loft up here and overhang it over the porch, and you know, that was then I just did it. So it actually works good, friends, because there's like, it's not a lot of space, but the big thing I think is make it feel more comfortable than it is there's like a separation of space that's important. Like, you know, I got dinners and cooking and dishes and stuff, and me and the dog are tracking downstairs in the wood fire, tracking in, bringing in a piece of firewood. It kind of makes a mess. And then upstairs, you know, I got all this, and it's not nearly so congested being separated. It actually, it's you know, it's a good feeling about it. But, and I think that's huge. But yeah, I just kind of really adapted to it, and really found a way to do everything well. You know, it's not big at all, but it works great. But like, oh man, I gotta tell you, when I built this thing, and it's hard to believe because it's not that long ago, but I really did not know what I was doing. I just did it, and you know, no planning, nothing, no experience, nothing, just did it, hey. So, but you know, it all turned out well. It's good and solid. It does everything you need it to, so wouldn't change a thing, man. No way. Show you outside here now, guys. Yeah, I just finished the electric fence in the last video, but it goes all the way around the perimeter of my cabin. And the main focus for that is to keep out wildlife. A few different things, like moose will come in and rub on things, and I got wolves and stuff. Definitely the biggest thing is bears. They can just kind of be a nuisance. Come in here and cause trouble, and when I'm working here in the dark and stuff, it's great to have around the perimeter. Like, anything tries to go through it, it's really gonna get zapped. It makes me breathe easier. I always slept good in the bush, you know, never had the problem there. But if I'm off away and I'm not worrying about my chickens, you know, if I'm off for the day or something, there's just a lot of bears and stuff. You can see here I got some firewood dumped out. I cut and haven't been burning any fires because it's been so dry, but be pretty soon cooking on fire again and burning outdoor fires, so that'll be right on. Now, one thing I was telling you is all of a sudden I threw the loft on there. Well, that wound up with my roof damn high, and then to get that headspace, I put that 912 pitch on there, made it steep as can be. Well, that was all fine and dandy, but boy did I ever lose a lot of time and did not enjoy working up there by myself building her, you know. So that was that was definitely a lesson learned, and definitely one of many. You see here my fire pit, and then this here I've talked about quite a bit. Like all my old friends, they know all this stuff, but that's outdoor shower there. And Here I just got some water jugs. I haul that water. That's not too bad. It's a bit of a chore. It's a quick, easy way for me to do it, and I don't have to think about it much, or didn't have to do much work, you know, to do what I am doing, kind of thing. The rainwater comes off the roof, gathers in these. They're garbage cans that are rigged up, and you can see they'll be flowing right off. Good clean water. I use that to water my chicken. You can use it for lots of other things too. You don't want to drink it. You get up over here. This is where the bulk of my stuff is. You see the chickens are out. They actually don't mind the rain at all. But here are my solar panels. This is the best place for them. They're facing the southwest, kind of in the opening here. It's a fair ways away from my cabin, but those 6 100-watt panels will consistently put 550 watts of power on my charge controller. I can see even up, they've even registered as 600. So, you know, I don't lose much having them there. So here's my nice big steel gate. It's also electrified, and you can see how I got it, the wires on it. And then down there is my nasty, muddy, rough bush trail. She is ugly. Yeah, it's shaping up to be a beautiful evening here in the bush. It's very fresh after the rain here. It's just dying down, spitting a bit here now, but yeah, it's right on. I'll come show you over here. This is my wood pile. I cut it all green. It's poplar wood. It burns good. The front row is dry stuff, but there's probably, well, there's 7 to 8 cords there I measured, and it's all drying. Be good for this year and next. The chickens are outside here. They don't mind the rain. These are Isa Brown laying hens. They're gonna be 2 years old here pretty quick, so they're already, you know, at that point for what kind of chicken they are. I've had them since as long as I've been in the bush, and I have 19 out of the 20 I ordered, so done well. You see here inside the chicken coop. It's a gloomy day today, so not much light coming in the windows, but I got the water hung there. If you hang it up, it's way better. Doesn't spill over as bad. Nesting boxes, I store feed in there, and then that's their feeder there. So that's right on. Chickens are fun. It's a nice little hobby, and then you always got something to eat. Constant food sources are important in the bush. A trail through here a while ago, and then it comes back here, and there's a little bit of a clear spot here. It's a nice place to put things. Here is the robin. You could put things back here. More vehicles, equipment of that sort. Garden maybe. That you see, that's how I got all this. All that is chicken shit compost and wood stove ash, all that shit goes there. Lots of room for activities back here. So I built both the chicken coop and the cabin, and they both turned out really good. You know, this chicken coop, it's way overkill, but never have problems with bears getting in there or anything. It's huge, and you got lots of room for activities. It's good and big. You know, it's just a beauty. Oh, that'll house chickens for a long time to come. You know, it's fully insulated, and the chickens keep that warm and do well in the winter without heat at all. These ones have done 2 winters now, no problem. So here's my workshop, right? Like I was just telling you how I built it. I certainly didn't build this one. It's quite a few times older than I am, that's for sure. For sure, she's probably built in the 60s or 70s. And it's an old granary. And I just moved that in here last fall and fixed it up, and now it's my workshop. It's a beauty. Here, just for simplicity, I just hooked up 2 100-watt solar panels. I got a small 20-amp charge controller, 1 simple battery, and then it runs them lights. Truth of the matter is, this is probably my favorite building. It was totally destined to fall down. The roof was gone out of it. You know, I put the new floor, the floor was sagging, that wall was like leaning hard. I straightened that out. You know, all that's on my channel. Everything's on my channel, right? But totally fixed it up, an economical build and stuff, and it was just right on. Yeah, it probably is my favorite building. It's just the most productive. But there's always lots going on in here. It's hard to keep a workshop stupid clean, and it don't make any sense to, because, you know, you're trying to get shit done in here. Well, okay, so yeah, I stored all my pliers, screwdrivers like this, wrenches, all kinds of projects on the go here all the time. all different organization, all my socket kits, drill bits, wrenches, and I got sockets, jacks, power tools and stuff underneath, you know, everything. This is a heavy duty workbench I built. I really like how it turned out. Got a vise on there, of course. And then over here, I just kind of got lots of shit going on right now. Here, I got a few different projects on the go. I also have some oil and stuff storing. Should probably get all my stretchers out. This is my area I use for fur processing. That's why there's no shelves or anything there, because it's occupied in the winter kind of thing. Working on them kind of things and get them out of here. This is my wood stove. It's a nice little one. It needs cleaned up a little bit. You see how I got it set on patio blocks and stuff, and same kind of chimney and stuff as the other one. It's all set up kind of the same way. Both work great. Got a lot of stuff here. I'm about at that point where I need a shed, actually. I got a lot of stuff in here, a lot of stuff I want to use up and get rid of, a lot of projects on the go, stuff like that. So I definitely love it. This is 12 by 14 is the dimension of this workshop. It's a beautiful little size for a workshop. You're not bringing in any quad or anything like that to work on, but store everything. You got all kinds of room for activities. Well, I'm just used to small spaces, so yeah, all the same. I've always found that to be a good size. I got a lot of stuff in there, but like it's just a lot of shit that really isn't worth a damn. It should just be something done with, you know. It's just taking up space, stuff I'm never gonna use, stuff I have multiples of, that kind of thing. It's not that there's not enough storage space, it's just that I got too much shit more so stored some stuff out here too, generator, different shovels and stuff, tools like that. This is the 1-2 valve. She's my daily. She gets her done, all of it. She's a beauty. It's P-pump 12 valve Cummins. That's why I bought it. That's why, you know, that's just, as far as I'm concerned, my personal preference, like that's what I want for a diesel engine, is my first choice. There's a lot of things else with the truck, but she's got over 300,000 on her now, doing well. Old at heart when I look at it, when it comes to things like trucks and machinery and stuff, like I just don't see it with the new stuff, like the mechanical simplicity and beauty of some of the old shit. Like the 12 valve is a good example here. I think there's a lot of value in some of that old stuff, you know, that's just tried and true and has been around a while and has withheld the test of time. And even like I really love the simplicity of things. Like a lot of this stuff is too reliant on technology. It's got too many features I don't need, and the big thing is I'm the guy that has to fix them, so I'd much rather avoid that shit. But yeah, so that's my beauty little workshop anyway. I got them. It's you know, it kind of looks rustic. I think she's a beauty, you know. It's an old granary, and I took her, fixed her up, put a new roof on her. You know, she'll last a real long time the way she's at. You know, so the foundation there is solid. It's well built and stuff. This is a shitter. Over here I got all different kinds of building materials and stuff that's just built up over time. It builds up a lot faster than you'll ever get to use it. It kind of drives me crazy. Like I got so many different scrap pieces of stuff here, and well, that OSB pile there is my retirement fund with the way the lumber prices have went. But other than that, should really get to using up all this shit, but it's good and organized the way it's at. Yeah, different pieces of tin. Like you always are left with something after these projects, and then it kind of becomes a prick. And this is my trapper sled for my skidoo in the winter, some truck parts. This is Yamaha. This is my quad. I've had it since 2014. I've had it longer than any of this stuff. It is 450 Kodiak. They're a good machine, reliable, just good machine all around. I would buy another one in a heartbeat. You also hear me throw the word mint around here quite a lot. Well, this is just like the picture they put under that definition. Like this here is a 1984 Dodge Ram Charger. And the time I bought it, it was over twice as old as I was. And she's just an absolute machine. I've taken it through hell and back 6 times over. Sucks the fuel down pretty good, but I love her nonetheless. I got transmissions problems, probably front clutch. I got no reverse and I got no third gear, and it's been that way for a minute, and it's just been sitting here, and I'll have to make my mind up on it here pretty quick. It's just a beautiful machine. I love this old girl, you know, she's seen better days. She's the salt, you know, it gets her bad. She's really rotted, but I love this old truck. So yeah guys, I guess the whole beauty of the whole idea, like I love being in the bush, and it's fun. It's fun, and I really enjoy nature and the animals and stuff. I've been really privileged for a long time in my life to really develop a very good understanding of nature and the environment and different things, you know, the realities of life. It's been a real privilege just being out here all the time. It's awesome. One of the beauties of it is, and a lot of people are drawn to this, and I've always loved the idea too, is like, I'll just share with you, like, once you spend the money on the stuff like the solar and whatever else and the wood stove and what have you, like, if you utilize it for long enough to like realize the cost savings, well then, like, you know, all that stuff pays itself off, and you have no, like, I have no monthly utilities, like just my phone bill and, you know, shit like that. But like, I mean, like, in terms of my house, there's no power, there's no heating, there's no water, nothing. Same with my workshop, nothing. You know, that's kind of the beauty of it. It makes things easier, for sure does. Like, once you get it figured out and set up and paid for, and, you know, there's no monthly cost, so it's like, you know what I mean? You just don't have to think about it. Like, it just makes it easier. Like, you're trying to doing your budgeting stuff, whatever. Like, it's no risk. You got nothing really have to pay for, and it's not always dragging on. You just don't even have to think about it. It's kind of nice. And you know, other than that, like, it's just been fun showing you guys around here. I've been thinking about doing this video for a minute. I know damn well there's about 10 different things at least that I forgot to tell you that I wanted to tell you. But yeah, I thought I would do it. It'll also be a good reference point for me and for the people watching. You can see the progress, look back on and see where I was at what time, and, you know, be cool to look back on, and people could reference it that watch the show. And I knew it wouldn't do much for the guys. Like, I have some people who were real loyal viewers of my show ever since I started that would have seen me do all this on the channel, eh? But for the new guys, like, that are relatively new or never seen this here before, you know, I thought that's where it would be interesting. That's where there would be value. So I hope you get some kind of idea, different things interesting, or some kind of motivation on something. See how I got everything set up here and stuff. So hope it was of some use. Yeah, so it'll be cool to look back on. I'm always working on things and getting new things and figuring things out and learning things, and, you know, it's a lot of fun. I've learned a lot my time in the bush, really a tremendous amount. I'm very grateful for that, to have the experience, just go out and do it and learn all these things. And, you know, to look back on 2 years ago, it is crazy. Like, I maybe even should, it'd be cool to, I never watched my videos, ever. Like, once I edit them, I already looked at them long enough. I don't want to see or listen to myself anymore. But, like, it'd be cool. I'll have to maybe one time look back here on some of my old stuff altogether, because, like, I can like remember some of the things I was thinking and doing at that time 2 years ago. It's like, wow, that guy was dumb. But you don't think about it that way. You think about how much you've learned since then, and surely to God, I'll think about that. I'll think that way in 2 years' time again. So it's cool to look back on, and it's awesome. Anyway, guys, I don't know what I'm talking on about here now, but I hope you enjoyed me showing you around my camp here and all that stuff. Over and out, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope everyone's doing great.